Bang, bang, fucking bang. This is the fucking No Invite podcast. And if you don't know how we go and how we roll and all that other shit, just know that we fuck with all kinds of exotic snacks. Now, maybe I'm not so much into the soda thing right now, but I know a lot of people that are. They like those motherfucking berry Fantas and those motherfucking, what the hell is that? Peach crushes and, stuff like that. If that's what you're into and you like to pour only the finest exotic sodas, then you gotta holler at my people at Berry Exotics, located 650 Port Chicago Highway. They get down with the get down. If you like different, snacks from different parts of the world, things that they don't usually sell out here in the United States, limited edition stuff. If you like Travis Scott on your fucking Reese's Pieces box, then you need to go holler at my folks. You can find them on Instagram at Bay Area _exotic, or you could go to 650 Port Chicago Highway, Bay Point, California, but we call it the West Side. We already know. If you want to check out his inventory, maybe you're not in the Bay Area, you could hit him on Instagram. They do ship. They do all that good stuff. Like I said, all the exotic drinks, chips, cereals, cookies, different things that you wouldn't normally find in your local grocery store. They got it. They got it, and they have it for you. And you know what I'm saying? Get your snack on.
You are now experiencing the No Invite Podcast. No Invite Podcast.
GM, we're back. It's the No Invite Podcast. It's the new motherfucking year. It's Blaze.
And you guys, Steph.
And we're back at it, yo. Happy New Year.
Happy motherfucking New Year's.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Patty.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody out there listening. If your New Year ain't been happy, then you need to do something about that. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to live your life, but I just know that you need to live it. And we're here. It's another motherfucking episode. We keep rocking and rolling like we always do.
That's right.
How was your New Year's?
Shoot.
How was your holidays? Because we really ain't been around since.
We ain't been around, ain't seen each other. No, my holidays was cool. Like, it was alright. But,
Santa didn't climb down your chimney and stuff something under your tree?
I wish that motherfucker did. Shit, because I could have used something. Look, for Christmas, I had, like, the most ghetto. No, I shouldn't say ghetto. Because we didn't have, so my dad's always by himself. You know what I mean? Unless I'm taking care of him or whatever. So, like, I'm struggling a little bit financially, whatever. So I'm like, shit, what the fuck am I going to make for dinner? So I had, like, leftover KFC biscuits. So I used them biscuits. I made some macaroni and some stuffing.
The hood special.
Yeah, so I just threw
whatever you had, yeah.
Yeah, I threw it all together, and Dad was like, Dad didn't even know the difference. He didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just trying to grab whatever I could and make it work and make it look like a little meal or whatever. And he loved it.
It's all about presentation.
You know what
sometimes.
I mean? Yeah, but he didn't know the biscuits was left over from the night before.
Hey, he was like, damn. He's like, damn, Steph, your biscuits taste like KFC's. He thought you were in there whipping for real and shit, huh?
He did, and then New Year's, I just stayed my ass inside. Like, it's not even like the same no more like how it used to be when we go out. Like, now the boys be out extra tough nowadays, and motherfuckers be acting a fool and don't know how to like actually enjoy the holidays no more. You know what I mean?
And I know we got like Uber and shit like that too, but even that sometimes it's like, man, you don't know what you're getting with Uber,
especially when you kidnappings.
Yeah,
and
all this shit, motherfuckers pulling fake Uber, being fake Ubers and shit, pulling up. So, I feel you. It ain't the same. My holidays were chill, which was what I wanted because Thanksgiving I went to Vegas and it was a lot of moving around, and I'm the kind of person that likes to get settled. Like I like to go out and get shit done, but at the end of the day, I want to be in my house, chilling in my room, watching a movie or relax. Like, I have no problem with the hard work, but it's like, to me, the reward for that hard work every day is just to be able to come home and decompress a little bit. You feel me? If I could get that time and not be having to run ragged, then it's cool. So for me, the holidays were super chill, super relaxed. I didn't really do nothing. Christmas, like I said, was all family based. I stayed local, didn't go nowhere. New Year's, the same thing. I went out to dinner and just kept it calm. Like
Kept
I
it
don't
real
know.
player.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to go do some shit, but if there ain't shit to do, I'm not gonna force it and try to go out there and be looking for shit. Cause
Right.
it's like, to me, I'm not into forcing nothing nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, if it don't flow, then I keep rolling. That's the best way to describe it, you know?
Yeah, and even nowadays, like you said, like you can't even really go out and find shit to do nowadays because people, you know what I'm saying, don't know how to act, or, you know, it's just, you can't even find nothing that's popping nowadays. House party, nothing. And if it is, it's probably like some dumb 19-year-old kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing. And
I ain't trying to go to no fucking house party.
we too grown for that.
Contributing to a minor's delinquency or some stupid ass shit. Like,
hell nah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure it's probably lit somewhere, but just not for us.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, like I said, there's shit out there to do, but it's like, to me, the whole club and the thing, it's like kind of played out.
It's played out.
If the most I'll do is like a bar, and then I want to go to a bar where it's like, you know, I know people and I'm comfortable.
Where it's gonna be lit,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's either it's lit, but it's chill lit. It's not
Yeah,
like,
nobody's in there on no bullshit.
Yeah, like, man, get your drunk ass, take your drunk ass friend home already type shit. Like,
and if they do that, it better be on like some cool, like the next day y'all can laugh about it type shit, not like on no dumb hyphy shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a difference between being drunk and being like just your friends like falling over or just, you know, real sloppy, and then there's like, yo, your friend's mad aggressive and shit. Like, yeah, like he's sitting there trying to freestyle to me for like the past 15 minutes, and I'm like, all right, my G, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Like, you know what I mean? To the point where you either say something to him or tell people like, man, get your boy, man. Like, now he, like, I don't know how y'all letting him just infringe on everybody's personal space at the bar, but because that shit happens and I've seen it. And the fucked up part about it for me is that this is why I don't like going out too much too. I feel like motherfuckers zero in on me. Like, either they see me having too much fun or something. It's like
they trying to grip onto that energy.
At that face.
It is that face.
I don't know what it is, because it goes from being cool to like, then they're like, yeah, let me rap, let me freestyle, let me do it. I'm like, bro, calm the fuck down, bro. It ain't a fucking competition. We here to get drunk and shit. Calm down. Like, bro, I'm not gonna sign you, so I don't know why you're trying to fucking freestyle.
Hey, did y'all see that that dude? Like the bartender bet him like $1,000 that he couldn't take 50 shots of Patron. You see, he did it too.
He did it, and they drug his ass out of there. He was fucked up.
Ooh, that was like a whole fifth.
That's like
$1,000.
Yeah, if he couldn't take.
No.
Some people could take 50 shots though.
But that was a whole fifth.
But he was like this.
He
though.
was like this.
This is different. All the way down the line, he was taking shots. I'm like, bro, this motherfucker gonna die. Nah. I'll be like, you have to pay me more than that, because $1,000 ain't gonna cover the funeral.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
look.
That's crazy.
Or even my hospital stay.
Okay.
That's not even gonna cover
Nothing.
Shit.
Nothing.
Woo.
Nothing. So,
Negative.
But I seen that though. I don't know, man. I think we talked about that. I was like, yo, they gonna have to pay me more than that for sure. So yeah, the holidays, New Year's good. Everything went off without a hitch. I can't complain about 2019. It wasn't perfect, but you know what though?
2019 was probably the most eventful as far as growth and learning is concerned for me in my life, and I'm sure for a lot of other people too, because I know from over the course of time, like when we were talking throughout the years, like, oh, I'm going through this, or I'm, you know, woo going through that. Like 2019 was eventful for everybody, I think. For everybody, like, man, like I went from shaving my head, losing a relationship, learning more patience, identifying more with myself,
starting to do a podcast.
You know, there's a bunch of different things that I could go on to mention, but definitely like a major learning year. And if you didn't learn from it, then you need to exercise your third eye more, people.
Yeah, and talking about the one that winks, not the one that stinks, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Because some of y'all are assholes for real. But so look, that's what's up. I feel you on that. My 2019, that's how I feel like it wasn't perfect, but it was growth. It put me right where I feel like I'm supposed to be. I'm not really a milestone person. I'm the kind of person that likes to improve like on myself or whatever I'm doing all throughout the year. But the new year is to me, it's just a way for you to gauge like, where was I at this point last year? You feel what I'm saying? Like what?
Oh, I was
what
drunk
am I
this time
on?
last year.
Yeah,
I was fucked up.
Do you guys feel like you guys experience things different internally than you ever have before in your life?
I do.
2019?
I do. For
I also
sure.
think that's part of age, though. I feel like, you know, I really feel like we're the last of a certain type of generation.
Oh, we definitely are.
So, I think, you know, and it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. I'm not judging, but like the generation that grew up without, you know, all this reliance on technology and still being alive and sane enough to be actually learning this technology and taking part of it in the whole, just witnessing all unfold. It's like there's some generations now that are growing up that never known a life without Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever the fuck's out there.
Or playing outside.
Or
like
the internet.
Or any of that shit.
Yo, you don't even know the struggle's real. I gotta tell my kid all the time. It's like, look, bro. Before it used to be like, we didn't want our kids out in the street all night. We'd be like, yo, whatever. When I was a kid, my mom would be like, be home.
By the street lights come on.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me.
Or just get your ass. You've been out all fucking day. Get your ass in the house for a little bit and sit down for a little bit. It's like now.
I
It's
remember,
like
man,
the
them
other way
days was
around.
so much fun. It was so much fun. But nowadays, it's like you can't even go out like without some shit going down.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think to be honest with you, a lot of people probably will disagree with me. I think it's probably the same. The only difference now is that we hear about it more because it's so accessible, all the information to hear about these things that happen. Because shit, I'm an 80s baby and a 90s baby, really. So the 80s when I was little was like the 70s and the 80s was like the serial killer generation and shit. I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah.
Like there was hella fucking serial killers that were out active, not like just like we don't know yet. Like these motherfuckers was active. So. You know, that's another thing. A motherfucker back then could leave the house, walk away, and you'll never hear from him again.
Hey, my dad grew up when the Zodiac Killer was prowling around in the city. Like, my dad was like a teenager when that shit was going on. Like that shit, he would tell me, he's like, yeah, this, that, whatever. And you know what he used to do to like some of my boyfriends that would come around and he would meet them? They would, you know, talk one-on-one. My dad would be like, yeah, you know what I told him, right? I'm like, well, Dad, I'm like, you didn't tell him that story again, did you? He'd be like, oh, yeah, the Zodiac Killer? Oh, yeah. Like, me and him were friends. Like, we went to high school, and, like, he played it off, but he would tell them the story, and he would have them looking like...
We used to do that to my sister's boyfriends back in the day and shit. We used to say something. We used to say not serial killer, but we used to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Whoop, like
we used to make shit up.
We used to make shit up to like scare them, just to see where they're about, how they're gonna react. You know what I mean? And just kind of like to put the fear in them, though, just to make sure it's like, man, don't act stupid with my sister. You feel me? Like,
right.
Get your ass, you know, fuck around, it's nothing. You get found missing and shit. You know, but you know, I was back then being
like brotherly instincts.
Yeah, we had to do that shit because my sisters too also had to know. It's like we watching who the fuck you with too. Like, don't be with nobody stupid.
Of course.
You know, so you know that's just growing up.
But see, and that's why I don't got kids, and not only because I'm not ready for them, and I got my whole reasons why, but I just can't. I'm not ready to be dealing with the responsibilities of all that. And if I did have one, motherfucker, you going out fucking side, figure it out, play, scrape up your knees, go
Steph
do
just
something.
don't want to have a baby until she's not bald headed, because then she don't want a bald head baby with her.
Oh, that's fucking cold, bro. Oh.
Gosh, sorry.
That caught her out of nowhere. We were having this real deep conversation. I had to throw that bald head baby joke in. Nah, your shit's back though. Your shit's touching the back of your neck now. You're getting there.
It's about to be 9 months. No, it's cool. But my hair is coming back. It is. I'm surprised at the length it's at. Somebody told me, "Oh, get your shit clipped, get your ends clipped." I'm like, no.
It'd be the motherfucker they ain't got no hair, don't take care of their hair, talking about go get your hair clipped.
Yeah, it will. But I mean, I'm just trying
Trim
to.
helps a lot.
Yeah, well, I think I'll wait a little bit longer. The little dead ends, yeah.
That's what's up. So look, we're gonna keep it rolling like we always do. Today's January 2nd. You guys should be getting this the following Monday. So it's only like a couple days difference. So it's still fresh. It still got that fresh out the oven smell. But on this day, how many years ago? God damn it! This day in 1947, which was what? How much is that? Like
about 70 years ago.
Jesus Christ! Mahatma Gandhi begins his march for peace in East Bengali. And, you know, if you don't know about Mahatma, Gandhi, then you guys should read a book. You know, it's good to know about.
Yeah,
stuff
if you don't
like
know
that.
Gandhi, like, where the hell have you been?
Like, what's his Instagram page?
Oh, you know what?
Is he on TikTok?
Oh Lord Jesus.
Also, in 19, I didn't know this. Look, in 1974, the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit was imposed by Richard Nixon.
What?
What was? I wonder how fast they was going back then. 70?
Ooh.
And then Nixon didn't know what the fuck he was doing because they brought that shit back to 70 anyways. Like
in certain areas, yeah.
I think that's still the standard for trucks though. They got.
Oh yeah, trucks. If you got trailer, You know, if you're driving a truck or a trailer or you hauling some shit, you ain't supposed to be in the fast lane either. You get
So
your ass pulled the fuck over.
1974. Orale fucking Richard Nixon. All right, one more. 1960, John F. Kennedy announces his run for the U.S. presidency. And for all those that don't know your history, you know, John F. Kennedy would be assassinated, like 3 years later? 1963, right? Yeah, he'd be assassinated later.
For the people.
I think the second president, I think, to ever be assassinated while in office or some shit like that.
No, because Lincoln was assassinated. What? And then it wasn't until Kennedy?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Nah.
Or was there another one? I thought maybe 3, no?
That might be right. It might. I mean, I don't remember another one, but I know
sitting
Lincoln,
president, at least, yeah. There's been attempts. They try to, in the 80s, they try to whack fucking Ronald Reagan and shit out on the street.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm surprised nobody did that to Trump yet.
Nah.
Hint, hint.
No. Nah, what's it called?
Here
Fucking...
at the No Invite Podcast, we do not condone nor encourage violence.
No, we
Exactly.
don't. We don't.
I would much rather prefer that he slipped and fell out of the bathroom or something when he got out the bathroom and just fucking broke his neck or some shit. So then that way people, when they find him, that'd be the illest like presidential death picture ever.
You know he might. You know all he's doing. You know he's not even gonna go to trial, right?
Why?
Because he's paying off Mitch. He fucking with the head of the Senate. He pay as long as he's paying him and his.
It's kind of like an indictment.
Well, nobody thought. To be honest with you, it's like they were like, if we're gonna impeach him, we should do it now before he gets reelected. But nobody.
He ain't getting reelected.
Nobody really.
He's not.
I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say that he is. That's a lot of people on his dick.
No.
Yeah.
No, because he ran this country into the ground, just like with Bush. First Bush was the head city council, ran the city into the ground. Then he was the governor of Texas. What did he do? He ran the fucking state into the ground. And then when he owned the Rangers, there's only 2 major league sports in Texas. The Rangers and the Astros, right? Or the Rock, whatever it is at that time.
The Rangers and the Astros.
And baseball's America's pastime, right? How many are no longer around due to somebody's fucking up and driving them into the ground? None. And since you're fucked up and drove all that shit into the ground, let's just make him president. What did he do? Ran that shit into the fucking ground. We had the recession, and he don't know what the fuck he doing. But as long as his pockets are lined, you good. You can be a crook. Look, don't get me going.
Yeah.
Don't get me.
You see Steph starting to foam at the mouth talking about this. So I want to make sure that we don't.
But Trump is the same thing, man. Trump's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just where we're at in society. I think it's gonna take a total it's gonna be too late. Put it that way. It's gonna take another turn for people to figure out who he really is, and that means not just the people that know already, but like his loyal fan base. He's gonna do something that's gonna fuck that off. And then
the numbers don't lie though. The numbers say that he don't have numbers ain't high enough for him.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see.
I put money on it.
He got Russia on his side.
I put money on it.
Him and Ivan Drago are in cahoots.
And he's paying off the Senate. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I believe it. That's what I said. I don't believe he's gonna go. He's gonna get impeached. I feel like he's gonna get another term. And by the time he gets another term, which they're not, if he loses them, they lose this impeachment. I doubt they'll be able to impeach him again. And what's it called? He's gonna do it. And by the time he runs his country into the dirt, which is the master plan, it'll be too late. There's gonna come somebody else in that's gonna have to try to fix it. But with that being said, though, it's the No Invite Podcast. I'm Blaze.
And you guys, Steph.
We're gonna take a little break. We'll be back in a second. We're gonna do what the fuck we do.
And
do it like we always do.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. It's your peoples. And once again, it's on. It's the brand new year. And new year means new gear. So for all y'all people that like fucking Jordans, retros, Yeezys, Supreme, and all different types of streetwear, you got to tap in with my people, Saints Kicks. He just started his new year and his new membership club, which gives you discounts and access to early releases, access to fucking top priority when it is these kicks come out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, he does it all. He does pre-orders, he buys used, new, consignment, the whole thing. If you're into sneakers, you're into all different types of shoes, you got to tap in with Saints Kicks. He's located at 650 Port Chicago Highway in Bay Point, California, formerly known and still known from us as the West Side, so West Pittsburgh, California. And you could reach out to him at 925-250-8413. That's the phone number you could tap in. And you could also see his inventory on Instagram at Saints_Kicks. Go there, check out his inventory. You like something, call him, lock it in. He ships worldwide. If you're in the Northern California area, you could just pull up to a shop in Bay Point and, I mean, get yourself right. I mean, he got exclusive merchandise, different retailers, different brands, Supreme, you name it, local streetwear, North Face. I mean, we could go on and on. He got all that shit. So if you like that, that's what you into, make sure you tap in with my people's Saints Kicks. He was real aggressive right now. She's really about that shit.
Manifest that.
I feel it. It's the Known Vibe Podcast, and I'm Blaze.
And you got Steph.
And that's Patty in the background going ape shit right now. And, you know, we
Look,
here.
I thought I had all the coffee or all the espresso. Guys.
That's her on the natch. Patty's real intense. She don't even know it. You know what I mean? To us, she's intense. To her, that's just fucking 10 o'clock.
Look,
in the
she don't need the espresso.
You know what I mean? I'm glad she didn't ask for nothing. She'd be on my line right now. So look, it's the new motherfucking year. Not only is the new year, and I think I'm probably making it more of a big deal for me than it is ever because it's the beginning of a new decade. So it's definitely a milestone. And what I wanted to do, Steph, is I wanted to chop it up about like 10 things from the past 10 years that came out during this time. One of them is a lot of them is technology related, and it's because technology, let's face it, that's like we were talking about, that's like our third family member or however family members. I got 7 in my family, so that's my 8th family member. It's the new a lot of shit. It's the
Pretty
new
much.
everything. So we're gonna go ahead and kick off into them topics. So a couple of things that here goes 10 things that came out in the past 10 years. And the first thing is, I guess, the first Uber rides.
Man.
The first Uber rides came out in the past 10 years, the decade. I'm not going to get into dates and all that because I'll be lazy fact checking, just know what happened in the past 10 years. And
It doesn't even seem like it, but it is, because 10 years, even before then, I graduated like a few years before 2010. You know what I mean? So that's crazy.
A lot could happen in 10 years, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like right now, while we're just talking about like the New Year's and driving and taking an Uber ride and shit like that, a lot of people take that for granted now, but they don't realize that maybe I think 5 years ago there was none of that, and people were calling cabs, and these cab companies didn't give a fuck about you. They'd leave your ass stuck for a minute, they wouldn't care, so.
Wait, speaking of which, and I think I forgot to mention it to you beforehand, self-driving cars, like with Tesla and shit, but we can add that in later.
You know what? Fuck all that. I'm gonna say that's cool and all, but it ain't official until it's like proven right now.
Wait, it's in the process of.
Yeah, it's in the process, but it's not official.
They were testing
On like Fremont or something.
No, they.
Concord at the naval station.
Bro,
I believe it.
San Francisco.
On everything I love, I done been on the freeway and seen them 2 motherfuckers in a Tesla, and both of them were laid back like this.
Oh yeah, I
There's
seen
no way. There's no way this dude is driving, and the car was just driving itself. That's big. People don't realize. Like I said, we're in that generation stuff where we've been without technology, and we have technology now, and we're growing with it. So they don't understand how big that is. In 10 years, some kids, there's gonna be kids that's nothing to them. That's been their whole life. You dig what I'm saying? It feels like ever since technology came on and started kicking off hella fast, just time been moving faster.
And you know what? I'm so glad we were born in the time frame that we were born in, because we're at the age we're at to really see that the evolution of everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uber, because when it first came out, cool. That was and it was cheap, it was affordable, it was right there, quick on time, and then down the line, now you got motherfuckers taking advantage of it and trying to, pick up on women, motherfuckers assaulting each other. I mean, all the crazy shit that came along with it. But you know what? It was a good idea.
It is not. It's a good idea. It's definitely a good idea. It just sucks because anything, and people gotta realize that even with the thing that came out about Uber and what they were talking about, it's only out of I think they said 1 billion rides or something like that they had
shit happened.
5,000 incidents of some kind of assault or anything stupid. So people got to realize that is anytime you do anything, you could, if you go do McDonald's research, they're going to tell you how many people done got their ass beaten and shit or whatever, or something happened foul on the workplace. It's just the price of doing business basically because You can't, when you're
Yeah.
doing business means you gotta deal with people. Dealing with people means that you're gonna have to deal with whatever fucking crazy shit you think that people are capable of. You know?
And you know what else though with Uber? It was also, not only was it a good idea, but it also helped other people like on their spare time make extra money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the technology though, for real, so how it's going now, because a lot of it's like that. Like now it's like Instagram even, and YouTube and different things. You could make money on your own. You don't have to go through the formal process of getting hired by a boss or nothing, you know, or having an office. You could be your own, you know what I mean? So I dig that part of it.
Yeah.
I haven't drove for Uber or any Lyft company, any cab companies, but that's because I'm not a people person. I hate how people act, and especially when they act like fucking assholes to people that you know, like customer service. Like I don't like that. I don't like when people, just because you go to a bar, you go to a restaurant, and these people are getting your food. That doesn't mean you could talk to them in any kind of way. Yeah, it's like just because they're there to serve you doesn't mean they're there to take your fucking abuse. Neither. You know what I'm saying?
You can say that again.
So that's the only bad thing I think about it. But I mean, that goes along with the territory. There's good people out there and there's asshole people out there.
That's just like when I told you about the other night when that motherfucker had something to say.
Crazy.
Hey, I told my boss what you said too. He started dying
About
laughing. Bernie 2020.
What'd he say?
Oh, he just was busting up. He just started laughing hella hard because we was still in the middle of all the chaos.
So for y'all that don't know, you know what I mean? Steph texted me the other day.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, man, there's just like hella people going on. Like it was just it was a singles party event, and we had like over 200 heads, and it was just like two of us it was me and my coworker in the bar. There's one dude, and everybody, if you could see what the fuck's going on. Yeah. There's one dude's got the nerve to come up. Keep in mind, he's just drinking a beer. Okay. You need more people behind here. You need more staff, and I'm like, well, you know what, sir? I can't help you with that, but if you want to, you're more than happy to talk to my boss about that. Oh, that is something that you would say. Just got hella mad. Just got hella
on the defensive, huh?
Yeah.
So that's when he
got hella salty about it when I was like, well, you can go talk to my boss about that, sir, because there ain't nothing I can do about that. You know, I'm not the one who staffs. You know, I'm just here
you're
working.
Already here helping him.
I'm here working.
Yeah, I'm trying to help your ass.
So when I texted him and I was like, man, he just got hella salty when I told him that, and then Blaze hits me back. You should have told him Bernie 2020.
That'd have really pissed him off. Hey, that's how you piss off any Trump person. You want to set a Trump person off? You ain't gotta say fuck Trump. They're used to that. Yeah. You just gotta tell them Bernie for 2020. Yeah. You know, tell them some crazy shit. But look. Exactly. You hit they hate that. They so negative that when you hit them with a positive, it's like an insult to them. You know what I mean?
Well, so what else happened besides Uber?
Instagram. I did not know that.
Oh shit!
Remember I told you, like, when I came home, Instagram was this brand new fucking thing. I guess in 2010 it came out. So shit, that fits the description, and that alone right there could be a whole podcast just talking about the effect, the good, the bad, the ridiculous, all that shit. But imagine a life without Instagram, Steph. What would you do?
Shit, probably the shit I was doing before.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel like.
Like, shit, the same shit our grandparents, our parents, we was doing before all the time. All this shit came out.
Read a book, do something else. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Go outside, be out in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's hella funny because remember we were just talking about that shit a while back. It's like I got my profile hacked. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And people were calling me and they're like, "Are you okay, bro? Is everything all right?" Like the people that knew me that couldn't find me on Instagram. That's how important Instagram is to people nowadays, though.
But that's weird how like that's our source of keeping in contact with people versus like a phone call. But we don't even. We're so on the go nowadays. We don't have landlines no more.
I don't do small talk. I'm horrible at small talk. Like we could sit down and have a conversation about shit, and it'll turn to one thing and one thing another. But I'm like horrible at small talk.
Do you really have the fucking coffee stopper in your hat right now?
I do. This is it's my little chew thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
Okay, playa.
All right, can I get my E40 on, man? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, he got his little his toothpick and whatnot.
Oh yeah, he do, huh?
But look, yeah, Instagram's crazy. It's changed the world.
Remember
for
when
better
it didn't even have the 15-second videos? That came on like later on down the line. Now you thought it's because
now
you can promote.
Hey, Instagram's a cold gangster. You know why? Instagram is actually paid by Facebook. So let's remember the mastermind behind all this, right? At first, Instagram was just for pictures. You couldn't upload nothing else. You couldn't write. They didn't have stories. None of that.
Yep.
Then Facebook buys it. Then you get video. And
15 seconds.
Supposedly, I'm not quite sure, but I guess they were trying to buy. At the time, Vine was killing them.
Oh, yeah.
So they were trying to buy Vine, and when Vine didn't want to sell, they said, fuck that. We're going to just make our app do what yours does, and they started doing stories. and upload. Well, they started doing video first,
Yeah.
uploading more than 15 seconds of video.
Yep.
It was like 30 seconds and then a minute, right?
I remember
so
that.
they stepped on
that
their
was the
toes.
hype.
And then same thing with Snapchat. Supposedly, I guess they were trying to buy Snapchat. Snapchat wasn't fucking with them, and they went and did what Snapchat did. They went and put the camera, the story mode, all that shit. So now it's like,
just push them out. Like
I don't fuck with Facebook no more, to be honest.
I don't fuck with Facebook. I don't fuck with Snapchat. I'm solely Instagram. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm really like trying to get off Instagram too, to be real with you. It's just like,
Yeah, but we need that though for promotion.
I'm just trying to get somewhere where I'm trying to get to a different space somewhere where, because Instagram, we talked about how they're limiting shit and how you got to
Right.
pay and the whole shit. It's like, I'm trying to get somewhere where it was free range. Because like you said, Instagram first started off, that's how people went viral and started making millions like nothing. And it was a whole revolution. And then, you know, they want to make money off that. They
Yeah,
look
now
at
you
it-
got hoes posting half naked and get money. Shit.
Hey,
You
boy.
know, God, you can do anything
more
on
power-
IG.
Bless them. Bless their hearts.
You can do anything on IG, on social, on shit, on with technology nowadays and get some money. Shit.
No, it's true with technology, but like my theory, like I said, I feel like once technology started taking off, I feel like everything started moving faster too.
Yeah, it
Things started
definitely
moving
has.
real
I'm
fast.
hoping this new decade ushers in, like, I kind of feel like Instagram and the advent of technology and the whole social media is kind of like a trend. And I'm hoping that it kind of burns out and that this new
I
era
agree.
that ushers in the focus on real life and we only use social media as a tool. and
I
not a
agree.
simulation of our reality.
I think
I agree.
yeah. I think
I'm with you. I'm with you on
I
that.
think that's what's gonna happen because I feel like
it's kind of burned out.
people will mature.
Focus on life
Some people are gonna mature and as we learn to live with this shit because it's not going away, obviously. Like even like now, like you could tell who first got they get an Instagram account and then who's been on there a while. The people that first get it, they're on their wilding.
Yeah,
The people
they're
that
doing anything.
they're doing anything, they're exposing too much. They're just being way too much for it. And I feel like you could watch them as they grow. They start getting more reserved and they start learning to differentiate that this is just Instagram. It's
Yeah,
not real
just like
life.
that Boom K, whatever. He got his shit rocked with his jaw, and now he's like, oh no, like I'm not
Super cool. Like he's
Yeah,
chill as
you
fuck
know,
now,
well,
yeah.
you know, rang his
Boom,
fucking
yeah.
bell.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, this whole era, this technology era, also to me like just made it troll season. It reignited the troll thing because there's always been trolls throughout history. That's just not nothing new. It just got called that.
Right.
But yeah, it's super many with the whole situation because now people could reach out and basically say something to anybody, and no matter how rich they are, and they could see it if they want to see it. So they have more access to you than you think. So you know, with time, I feel like you said, Patty, in this new age, the trend is over, the hype is over, and we could start getting back to reality and realizing that it's just a tool. It's cool. It's entertainment. It's like TV now. It ain't no different than when TV and all the cable channels and people are like, it's gonna rot your brain. You're not gonna do nothing no more. No, it is. We still do shit. It's just now you could carry your TV with you, and that's the problem. It's hard to get the TV out your face. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know they say TV wouldn't have been a success? They're like,
I believe it.
Anybody watch TV when they can go out and do it in real life?
Yeah, and
They
I
were
think
like, TV is not gonna make it.
yeah, and that's
Fast forward
crazy.
70 years
Yeah,
later.
that's crazy.
Right?
And it's because, and I think that's the same premise of what makes Instagram so great because people get to see the perspective of other people's lives.
Yeah.
And even and you know, like you get to, you know, for somebody that lives in Dubai or whatever, you get to see how they live out there. Somebody lives in Mexico.
Yeah, they're
you
not
get
just
to-
writing you a letter. You can
Yeah.
actually see.
And then, you know, you get to share like moments, cultural moments, you know what I mean? Okay, so another thing from this past 10 years, the Occupy Wall Street movement, remember that?
Man.
And how soon do we forget that about all this shit and how the people were like really, you know, how there were people really getting fucked over and how people weren't having that shit.
Yeah, that shit was many. Like, excuse me, all the way down to like to the movies and everything. Like that shit was major. That shit was really major. But Wall Street goes back real deep. Like you could take, I mean, we're not gonna get all the way deep into it, but Wall Street goes all the way back to like, you know, slave times and things like that. And you know, Wall Street's been fucked up, and you got to be a dirty white crook to play on that street, pretty much, more or less. And it's been that way from day one. And shit,
Yeah,
it probably
people-
still is. They some, you know, dirty, crooked motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, it is. It's crazy because like in this year too, a lot of in these past decades, there was a lot of that because, and it was brought on because of big, rich, greedy corporations fucking over the little guy, and it's like,
And you know what's crazy? It's like they the ones making $100,000 times your salary. Well, I'm not gonna pay you. I'm not gonna raise your minimum wage because that's gonna fuck up the months in my pockets.
It's just greed, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, like it's flat out greed, and it's like money could buy a lot of shit. So that's why no one should have too much of it. Like I'm not saying that everybody should have the equal amount. What I'm saying is that people, when people got too much access to too much power, bad shit always happens. And someone always ends up suffering. It's never a field where everybody could be all right. You know what I mean? Or anybody could.
Yeah, but like, you know what? It's just a shame like how people let money and the fact of them knowing that they got a lot of it like change who they are or with their
in touch with reality.
That's what I'm about to say. Like with your natural inclination as a person, like for humanity and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like you ain't no better. You ain't no better than the next one. You know what I mean?
You talking about you have people all on Wall Street going crazy, going ham, and that was not that long ago. So for all y'all thinking that it can't happen again, it can. And then with all these protests,
history has a funny way of repeating itself.
It does. Another thing that came out in the past 10 years, streaming.
Oh,
streaming. That's big. That's big for what we do here at the No Invite, but it's also big, like just for the average everyday consumer of music. It's like there's the economy, and there's all these like little, parts of the economy, like the music industry and the whatever industries there is, and that in itself feeds a lot of people, generates a lot of money and a lot of other things, right? Before streaming, I'm talking about. It's so ridiculous how much money was being made off of music. And for a long time, though, don't get me wrong, the 2000s brought in the whole, like the late 90s, like and early 2000s brought in the whole MP3 thing. So that's when the decline started. It didn't start in the 10s. It started in the actual 2000s. And the decline happened because people started file sharing, Napster and all that other stuff.
Oh, I remember that? I remember
Napster.
Well, hey, wait. Does that go into like this last decade? There's like not really too many actual CDs that are being published anymore, right?
That falls under streaming because think about it like this, like I was saying, Napster happened and it set it up for the whole streaming to take over because they're like, okay, now people want to consume music because people want to consume music on MP3 format. I mean, remember we used to have to carry the little suitcases with hella CDs?
Oh yeah.
So back when they created the iPod, I feel like is when it really kicked off with Apple.
And YouTube.
Then all the fucking songs, all your albums in a little device, that was unheard of back then. People were like, holy shit, like this is the shit right here.
That was like the iPhone back in the day.
And now even cars don't come with CD players no more because it's a dead format. It's kind of like what the tape did to the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's different. 16, it's not as good quality when you stream music. Like for people that know, 16-bit will always be better. And what MP3 is just a compressed version, which is a lot lighter. It's is not as high quality. Yeah, so it's a whole different ballgame now. It's like you definitely, with the streaming, it changed a lot of shit. It changed the economy, how people eat. Imagine if you sold back in the day like Hood Platinum out here, if you could sell like 60, 70,000 worth of CDs. Now that's ghetto fabulous. Think about it like this. Let's say, Patty, you do the math. You know more about math than I do. Okay, so if I had 60,000 CDs, I sell them all for $10 a copy, which was cheap back then because you were selling them to the mom and pops as well as the depending on who you had line with, like Best Buys and all that shit in Walmart's. 60,000 copies at $10 a pop is what? $600,000. And think about it. This was before the streaming and all that. This is how people got this shit. So hand to hand, pulling up places, going to the record stores, going to the thing. Your marketing had to be good, of course. But if you could bust, that's what like Bay artists back in like the 2000s and before were making. You know what I mean? Like as far as like if you sold 60,000 copies at $10 a pop, you killed the game right there. 600,000. That's what we said.
That's
ghetto.
A lot.
That's ghetto platinum. You
Hell
feel me?
Yeah.
So now it's cool because in a sense because you could put your music online for streaming and everyone can have access to it, but it kind of takes the whole hand-to-hand situation out, which is part of the pitch. You know what I mean? Like just like sales or anything else, like people like to buy stuff online, but it's like you still can't replace seeing something in your hand,
Right,
especially
I
depending
agree.
on what you buy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, exactly, something that you could hold. So, the streaming is many. Let's keep it going. We're just gonna keep it running through these legal marijuana,
Oh, that's a big.
like real legal marijuana. This was the end of the decade, but it still happened. And you seen like what 4, 5, 6 states now are legit. Like you could see signs. I don't know if you
I
drive
know, like
by.
on my way up here, I stopped at the gas station. It literally says CBD sold here
Yeah.
at the at the
gas station,
76.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just like, man,
Whole
like
new industries, like anybody that was in it and in on it.
yeah.
and
Now
been
they
doing
all
it.
in jail for it, but now that the white
Well,
man
they're
feels that
passed
they
the bill for that. What do you mean?
no, but I mean, but it's like back in the day, it's like
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's like, oh, now that you wipe like all these higher up people with money, oh, we can actually, make profit and do this and do that. We know it's really not a hardcore
Well-
drug. So now let's do what we put these motherfuckers in jail for. Let's do what they was doing and
Yeah.
make money off of it and put, you know what I mean? It's just fucked up.
It is, and it's a big ass mistake. The whole fucking way they were treating the, I don't even want to get on the.
Hey, but you know what else I found out though? Like when the whole voting in California happened was like a few years ago. I think it was like to where it could be legal, where you won't get a ticket for it or whatever. Where we can go buy it. Like I heard that was actually like a damper on like say people like well I can't think of a person, but like distributors from before, like Burner for example. That put them not out of business, but their shit went down. Like their sales and everything went down because now that they can't do shit the way that they was doing it, the money's not the same. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna go legally buy it for more.
but that's the thing though, and that's why they made the adjustment. They kind of forced to be an industry price and standard and all that. So now
But you see what I'm saying? How it fucked it up?
I mean, we yet to know exactly the causes of what are the long-term
Right.
causes because they really haven't opened the floodgates on that. From what I know and what I've been hearing, they do have programs. If you're a minority, if you want to get in, they give you you could get like aid in getting that going because they're trying to have them come back in it. I also know that there's legislation. I'm not sure if it was in California or somewhere, but it passed saying that they're going to start reviewing people's weed cases and stuff like that.
A lot of them are gonna get out, yeah.
Which they should, and they should also be the first ones to get dibs on these programs.
Yes.
Is what I feel like.
Absolutely.
And then it's crazy though. You could drive by now. You see billboards. They have
They got the TV where you can buy this
on
for
the Facebook page
$19.99
of the county newspaper. On the Facebook page, they had an actual story on it, and not only was the story, it looked more like an advertisement than anything. Where they were like, "This is a new place, facility. You could go here, go there," and I'm like, "Yo, that shit's crazy."
You guys didn't see that commercial, that infomercial, Hempvana for $19.99. You didn't see that? Oh, it's on TV. One of them late night ads. Oh, you can get some
I haven't seen
Hempvana.
it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's out there.
That's
out
what I'm
there.
saying. It's just
and you know what's
crazy.
crazy is as long as we've been doing it out here in California, I feel like we're still behind compared to Las Vegas because I went to
Absolutely.
Vegas and Vegas, it's everywhere.
yeah.
And it's like nonchalant as fuck. Like it's like people don't even bat an eye on the strip. There's places you could buy weed with lights, like just like the strip lights and shit. I'd be like, wow, that shit's crazy.
You know what I
mean?
don't like though about California's laws is like now it's like, yeah, you can buy weed, you can smoke it, but if you drive, now it's a DUI, but before
That's
it wasn't.
everywhere. Yeah, I know.
No, but like before it wasn't. Now you're just implementing that just because now you know you can make money off
You gotta
of
make
it.
money off of it.
It's drive limited.
Yeah.
But it's more prominent now.
Yeah, because now it's more legal.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, they got to make money off it somehow. They're not
Exactly.
Gonna just, and if you're impaired, you're impaired regardless, whatever they say.
I agree.
Whether I don't agree with it, to be honest with you. But
Well, I
at the
mean, as
same
far
time,
as like you know what I was trying to
I
say.
mean, it is what it is. It's an industry. They're gonna make their.
I don't
money
know
off
about
of
I
it.
don't know about too many people who are driving high off of weed. They got in too many car accidents or that fucked up.
Yeah, that's
I don't know too many, if
So,
any.
in the last 10 years, we also seen an uprise in school shootings,
Man, that's such
which
a
is
shame.
scary and it's sad as fuck. We're just gonna keep running through it. You know what I mean? That right there, that's
We
a parent's
can-
worst nightmare. For anybody out there that got kids, y'all already know it's the worst thing to do. I remember we had an incident out here, and I was pissed because the schools really don't know how to deal with this shit. To be honest with you, they don't know.
And anybody who thinks that the teacher should be equipped, think again, because
I
that's
don't
not
think so.
cool.
I don't think so. I think
yeah.
they should have the option, but I don't think that
No.
think that everyone should be like, here, you have to learn in weapons
No,
training
fuck
because
that.
it's like you put the gun in the hand of an inexperienced, scared person or nervous person.
Right, you don't know.
You don't know what could happen. Somebody could get hurt that shouldn't get hurt.
Right.
You know, if somebody does weapons training and they're not afraid and they feel like they could, that's another hard part because they got to show some kind of restraint. Like, I don't want to be seeing videos of a motherfucker getting into it with a kid at school and he draws
That's
his
what I was
gun
about to
on
say,
him or some
because
stupid
you've
shit.
seen like security guards at school like body slamming kids or
Yeah,
doing God
exactly.
knows what. Now if you give them guns, come
Yeah,
on
and
now.
he's gonna be like, I had a gun, and then later on find out you don't got a gun. Like, that's
Yeah.
another reason why I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, and uprising.
Podcast became a dominant factor in the 2000s, the 10s, I guess you could call it. We seen a lot of podcasters come back.
A lot.
I first started doing what I was doing. I didn't do a podcast at first. I did a live stream, which at the time, this was in 2013. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that somebody could do one for me at a professional office space, and I could come up with whatever I wanted to talk about. So I used to bring like other artists, interview them, do the same kind of what we're doing here, but it was live. So we would really be like live, like fucking Jay Leno and shit. Like, if you fuck up, there's no going back. Everything you do, it's getting seen as you do it. You know?
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Yeah, because I remember like when I first had met you, I went and looked through this was like years ago, and I looked back at your shit and I was like, dang, like he been doing this.
Yeah, it's been a while. So what came from that and morphed into this, and live streams are very popular as well. There's an app called Twitch where people basically they basically do the same thing. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's just you and the camera, and you know they talk about whatever. They take questions. This live stream, people can ask them stuff. They talk about anything they want to. Basically, it's open. That's not, once again, technology is a motherfucker.
Yeah, it
DNA testing kits became prevalent, I guess you could say, in the 10s.
Fuck that.
And that's, you know, like Ancestry and all that, and
Read
Family
the fine
Tree.
print.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know about all that neither. It's like, it's not that serious.
Well, look,
because I don't even trust their fucking, what are their methods? Like, how can they even for sure say that that's your family? I feel like sometimes they could just be telling you that shit. They could make up a whole fucking story for you. Be like, oh, you came from king's blood. You know, twice removed over.
Hey, but
just
you know
so you
what,
could fucking
though?
feel like somebody.
Somebody that works there and they're just making up stories.
They probably have.
Kind of like Pineapple
their
Express.
writers.
Like Pineapple Express when he's like, what do we call this? Call this fucking Frazzle Dazzle. What do you call this? Call this Thunderfuck. Like, they just, yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
but you
They're
know
just
what,
naming
though?
shit. Like,
They actually do probably have some kind of like way of doing it, because if you go back to census reports and check-ins and like all documented like paperwork and stuff like that, there is a way, but through DNA, I don't know about that.
all I know is I'm Mexican. My family came from Mexico the generation before me. So if you could find anything out about them in that place, you're a fucking gangster. You're like, I don't know. I don't even know. I'd have to get somebody else to verify that shit.
Hey, but look, like I said, though, you gotta read the fine print, because that shit is that shit is liable to get tampered with and fucked with by some high legal people.
After the apocalypse, they say they're
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and they make like
telling you
weird
it's the
clones.
simulation.
Yeah,
It's the
fuck
Matrix.
that.
Right now we're in a
simulator.
a sack of jelly right now, fucking getting drained of our life forces by aliens. That
No, I
look
think
like
we're in the.
They look
No.
like the other.
We're
what's it
in the
called?
stage of like awakening. Because see how we know we're in the fucking simulator now. We're
We're just saying that, but I feel like just like any
We're-
human, you don't know until you see physical proof to where there's no way without a doubt that you could be like. Other than that, it's speculation. You might be able to believe that shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
What is going on? Nah, man, get off me. Leave me alone. You can. All pain is an electrical signal that goes up to your brain telling you that it's supposed to
this
hurt.
guy.
So really, what are we? Anyways, then we going on to the next thing from 10 years is Amazon became like a super mega juggernaut, which Amazon's been around since the 90s, I believe, the late 90s.
Was it?
Yes, it's been out for a while. Even
Jeff Bezos, right?
Yeah, they've even had like, come on now.
Hey,
Goddamn.
and he from the Bay too. And you know, there's a lot of prominent rich people from the Bay that come up with shit like this, man.
The Bay is the most richest part of the country, they say now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Bay is like by itself, it's like the most, like it's ridiculous, and it's all like fucking, you know what I'm saying, slack wearing, thick Nike
We
shoe.
are the tech
short
capital
sleeve,
of the
yuppie
world.
fuck scums.
Of the world, Craig. of the world.
All that fucking shit. That's why we're having the most gentrification, which is everywhere too. Because I'm not
the Bay Area is ahead of its time.
Whatever, so
the Bay is ahead of its time.
We're basically, this is where all these fucking weird technologies that we're all is becoming a part of our lives is born. Basically, so you got a lot of
weirdos out
people.
here.
Well,
Gifted,
gifted.
Weirdos
too. We got a lot of all that shit out here. That's what makes it like unique living out here and makes it so fucking crazy.
It does, for sure.
Amazon, became a giant, and you start seeing stores closing down. You start seeing all these other retail stores and downsizing because
because then you could buy online shopping, exactly.
Online shopping.
Shut that shit
Cyber
down.
Monday, all that shit. Like, so he's a stupid billionaire. We just talked about him not too long ago. He's like at 60.
He's the richest man, isn't he, right now?
I think so. Him and Bill Gates are going back and forth. It's like fucking, you know what I mean? It's like fucking Rocky Balboa and one of the motherfuckers.
Yeah, but with all that money, man, like I would, even if I was that rich, I would probably give away half of it. But Bill Gates, I feel like he's giving away more, I think.
But just think about it. He still owns all the Microsoft shit, so he's constantly making money.
That's what I'm saying. So like, man.
He could give a lot of it away. He'll get it back.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just amazing how... Oh, never mind. I just feel like the homeless, issue that could be resolved if they put forth that money directly there, and we actually saw something change. So they say they put money forth here, put money forth there, but what have we seen? Have we seen that change?
They say the homeless problem it would be a lot better for better economy, of course, and better access to jobs, but also better access to mental health and mental health care, because a lot of these people that are out on the streets, you know what I'm saying, have mental issues and have some sort of
but you know what else I found out, though? A lot of them nowadays aren't even drug addicts or mentally incompetent. A lot of them just lost their shit financially, just lost their homes, have nowhere else to go.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds, but I'm talking about those people are the ones that usually could bounce back if they want to. And
it's kind of hard.
It is hard, but I'm gonna keep
especially
it real
out
with you.
here.
You coming from where we come from,
you can do it.
We're gonna be up. We're gonna stay up somehow, some way. Even if we're living in the smallest, most baddest neighborhood, whatever the case might be.
There's a way.
There's a way, and there's a way out there. But I'm keeping it real with you. A lot of it's young motherfuckers, and I'm like, either it's one or two things. Either you just a lazy ass motherfucker that just gave up on life in general, or you have some kind of mental issue and you need help in a different way, not just financial, or give you a job. You need the kind of help that's going to help you function more better as a normal, as a person for yourself. I'm not going to say normal, just as a person.
Right.
And, because I see a lot of young motherfuckers like, bro, there can't be nothing wrong with you, bro. I was getting money since a little kid, and I wasn't always doing it by doing bad shit. There's other ways to get money, doing odd shit and whatever. You just got to want to get it.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to make a hustle.
The past 10 years was crazy. That was it. The last one we're going to end the little situation on is police brutality.
Man, that is at like an all-time high. It's just been going up over the years.
I feel like, no, actually, I feel like
it's more televised.
It's more televised. That's how I really feel like.
It's more televised.
I feel like, because and I know growing up, we could say, oh, we see it a lot. That's because we see it on TV. But we used to go outside and see that shit.
Yeah.
We go outside and see your friend get beat up by the police, get dipped up, you know what I mean? You'd be in places and you'd see all kinds, jump out and fucking just drop you right there on the ground. The whole shit pull you out in mid-traffic. I've been pulled out in traffic. Right in the middle of the fucking road. They'll stop all traffic, pull me out the car. It's supposed to be a traffic stop, but really it's just because I'm from around the way, and they just want to see what we got. It was like a fucking concentration camp and shit. Like,
but you know what else though? Like what else isn't happening? Like, remember with the whole Rodney King thing, and they rioted and set the shit on fire. I mean, we ain't gonna do that, I hope, but that it don't happen like that no more. We have to do peaceful protesting, and we still get arrested for that.
Yeah.
Like as much as we've been trying to make a change towards police brutality, there's not really. So there's only so much we can do without it still being an issue. Yeah, and that's so unfortunate.
It's crazy. The world is definitely mania, I feel like.
But you get arrested for fucking protesting animal cruelty, for God's sakes. Like, you get arrested for damn near anything nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why you're.
Oh yeah, wait. One other thing that happened in the last 10 years is the whole veganism. I don't want to call it a trend, but people are becoming more aware of it.
Yeah, I could tell that.
And like
you can see it.
And like global
vegans are not looked at like wackos as much anymore. Like people used to think like you were crazy. Like you know what I mean.
Or global warming and all that, like environmental type of shit. You know, globally, and you know what I mean. All that shit has become more to the light now over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna say woke because that's generic and people.
Just become more aware.
Just be more aware of their surroundings.
Thanks, technology.
Thanks, but like I said, it's just all something. It's like growing pains. We're going through it. We're gonna end it off right now, but before I end it off, I want to find out, Steph, what do you want from this new year and this new decade? What do you wish? We're gonna put some manifestations in the air right now.
Progress. I already know. I already know this, that within the first 3 months, even though it's going to be very slow work-wise, because I bartend, so like the first 3 months of the year are the worst, because what happens in January? Oh, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to change my diet. Then in February, you got the Super Bowl. Then you got spring break in March, and then
you fall off. And all that shit you were talking about don't mean nothing because you didn't do none of that shit.
So the first 3 months is going to be a little slow, but during that slow period, that's going to give me all the time to put my goals in place and steps what I want to do. And then by the second half of the year, you guys are gonna see some shit. I can't even really say it.
But look. The effort is what you're putting into the air.
A lot of things are gonna change. I already know I'm gonna be more successful financially. I'm going to be more stable. I'm gonna have a few more things to call my own and have my heels firmly set in the ground. And it's just gonna be a takeoff year for me, because after June, you guys are gonna see, like, 2020 is the year for change and progress. I'm telling you, and that's for everybody.
Okay,
it's for everybody.
So that's what we put in there.
Laying down a foundation.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
So
for
she's
sure.
putting that in the air.
After everything I've learned and gone through.
Be specific.
Thank you.
That helps.
Yeah, that's what I need to practice that more. Thank you, Patty.
Well, like you, I just, for the new year, I want to make sure, for the new year and the new decade, I just want people to be more aware, not just myself. I feel like I already know what the fuck I'm doing as far as my growth. I don't know. I'm not going to say I know what I'm doing is like, I know that what I want, how it's going to get done and why and whatever. I don't know that yet. I'm just trying to live it and try to take it all in and embrace it. So for me, I just want, like, same thing. I just want some progress, people to be more aware, more success, more health. Not just for me. When I say that, I just put that in the atmosphere for everyone, everyone around me, you know what I mean?
I'm on the same hype.
And just most importantly, I feel like in the new year, in the new decade, I hope that people could learn how to change.
Yeah.
Because everyone says, I could change. No.
Take accountability.
Yeah, take accountability, but change, change for the better for yourself. I'm not saying do what somebody else thinks is better for you. Do what's better for you, because in the long run, it's your life.
And focus more on putting yourself first before putting others first. I used to do that. I always used to try to help somebody else before helping myself. Mm-hmm. And that bit me in the ass a few times, but...
Well, people take advantage. We all know that.
Yep.
That's another thing. That's why I hope people are more aware this year and, more considerate of how they treat and what they put out in the air and put next to people. But most importantly, success. Like I said, health. That's what I'm trying to put out in the atmosphere.
What else I'm not gonna do is say, like, the whole cliche thing of everybody saying, I'm gonna cut motherfuckers off. Well, I'm not even kicking it with motherfuckers that I gotta cut off. So you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even be kicking it with motherfuckers like that.
Cutting people off has no specific time or date. That could happen whenever. Yeah. But I feel like also that's what I mean about understanding, because people expect behavior sometimes from people that they're not willing to give themselves. So if you're going to start cutting off people in your life that are genuinely good people or good or burning bridges, you better make sure that it's because,
it's detrimental to you.
And it's good for you, not just good for the moment. Because people say they cut all that shit off and then, whatever, treat people wrong or whatever, however they do, and fuck around and find out later on that those were the real people only there for them, Mm-hmm. You got to learn who to cut off. And you, like you said, you don't even, if you're still cutting people off in 2020 and you've been saying that, then you keep snakes around you all the whole time.
Exactly my point.
Like you were saying, you were just saying that. So
yeah.
Anyways, Patty, what do you wish for the new year? Keep it short and sweet. Simple.
Consciousness.
Yes. I'm with you on that. Consciousness and intent.
There you go. It's the motherfucking No Invite podcast. It's a brand new fucking year. If you didn't have already heard that a million times by now, we're going to tell your fucking ass again. And just remember that, you are what you eat, pussy.
Oh, shit.
Nah, don't. So it sounds kind of manny, you know what I mean? Because it sounded, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear where Patty hit the button on me and shit. And it's like, look, Patty, You know what the fuck it is. You know me already. This is me without the microphone on, so don't cut me off. Don't try to fucking stifle
so
my
funny.
growth. Don't censor me. I put you there because I knew that you wouldn't censor me. Now I'm like, damn, Patty got the steering wheel,
That was
and she's
funny.
driving kind of crazy right now. She's driving kind of reckless. It's the motherfucking No Invite podcast. I'm Blaze,
And you got Steph.
and we gonna hit y'all ass real soon, and we out.